breaking news, everyone. Black metal is officially dead. Deader than dead. It is officially 6 feet underground, deceased, courtesy of TMZ. Of all places, metal band apologizes after using severed pig head as a prop. Okay, so here's what happened. A black metal band might have gone too far with their latest gimmick, drawing the ire of fans on social media after tossing around a severed pig head at a recent show, Martyrdom. And I have no idea who this band is. I think they're an American black metal band, but I actually couldn't find anything about them. So either they're so cult that their music is not available online, or they absolutely suck so bad that they couldn't even get it together enough to record a couple songs. But either way, I don't know what they sound like because I can't find anything about them. It says Martyrdom played a gig at the White Swan in Houston, Texas on Friday when one of the band members made the boneheaded move of bringing a severed pig's head to the show and later hurling it around the room, some of which was caught on video. So you can see it here, this frame from the video, and I did find the video on Twitter. Here's what happened. There it is. So I guess they went to Safeway and they're like, hey, how much for the pig head? It's pretty mild, really. And the other thing is, you know, if you're a black metal enjoyer, then you will know this is not anything new, right? Like, this has happened a million times. And let's just quickly take a look at some of the things done in the name of black metal here. The church burnings, obviously, back in the 90s, right? The early 90s over in Norway, they did all these church burnings. I think they burned down a couple dozen of them, right? This was like almost like the origin story of black metal is the church burnings. And then this Gorgoroth here, the whole thing about using animal parts and blood and stuff like that is not even anything new. So you can see here Gorgoroth has all these, like, you know, animal parts. There we go. These animal parts on stakes here. I don't know if they're real or not, but I think they are. Watain has also done it. They've also thrown like pig heads around. So not a new thing at all, right? And of course, lots and lots of various different, like, you know, physical assaults and even murders. For example, the bassist murdered for tarnishing Satan. I don't know about this one, but it says this guy was the bassist and vocalist for the Thai metal band Surrender of Divinity when he was murdered in early 2014. A Facebook user going by the name of Maleficent Meditation took credit for the killing, posting pictures of his body along with a long rant about Satanism. This band had some like mental patients on the album. And of course, Varg Vikernes, I guess you say his name, sort of, you know, known Jew disliker. Let's just put it that way. Another murder, Sandra Bayer, more murders. Gall from Gorgoroth apparently tortured a guy. I didn't know about this. Gorgoroth's infamous frontman was convicted of torturing a 41-year-old man in 2002. The unnamed victim was attending an after party at Gall's home when he got into an argument with the singer. In his own account, the man then tried to leave the party but was obstructed and knocked unconscious by a blow to the back of the neck. In Gall's version of the events, the man attacked him first, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, and then, of course, I'm not going to show you this, but Mayhem uses their vocalist's corpse as an album cover. So their original singer, whose name was Dead, shot himself, and they used a photo of him dead on the cover of their album. And, of course, the murder of Euronymous, probably the most like famous thing in the history of black metal. So, you know, and there's even more, but the point is, doing shocking stuff in black metal is not only normal, it's like, this is how you get clout in black metal, right? It's not frowned upon to do these things. When you do this stuff, this is what makes people nod their head and go, okay, I like it. You threw sheep guts around at your show. Legit. Right now, I'm not defending that, okay? I have probably criticized black metal as much as anybody. But the point is, whether you agree with it or not, black metal, you know, you got to say that back in the day, at least, they stood on business, right? You may not agree with it, but they stand on business. Not so anymore, because what happened? What happened here? After this band threw the pig head around at the show, people were upset, which I don't really understand, because like if you go to a black metal show, to me, a black metal show carries with it the assumption of risk. Just like if you go to a hardcore show, you're sort of accepting that you might get kicked in the head, because that's what people do at hardcore shows, right? So if I was to go to a black metal show and someone started throwing pig heads at me, I'd be like, well, you know, what are you going to do? It's a black metal show. But these days, not so much. So people were very offended at the actions of this black metal band throwing this pig head around. So after that, the band apologized, okay? The band apologized. Here's what they said. And you know that it's bad when you see on a band's social media, when you see a screenshot of their notes app, that's when you know the band's about to get canceled, right? That's when you know it's going to be like, we would like everyone to know that we're aware of the allegations against our bassist. That's how you know the shit's about to go down. So here's what they said. Hi, everyone. We just want to start off by saying we are incredibly sorry to anyone we offended with our actions and gimmicks on stage. We are a black metal band, and as part of it, we try to add a little bit of imagery and shock value to our set. Unfortunately, our act has gotten carried away and way out of hand, offending many and even harming some. We want to apologize to any vegans, Muslims, or other minority groups who may have offended, and to anyone who was harmed by our act. Most importantly, we want to apologize to the White Swan and Harry, the sound guy specifically. Thank you so much, White Swan, for giving us the opportunity to play here. Okay, listen, this is proof that black metal is deader than fucking dead, okay? It's 2024, and black metal bands are issuing apologies to vegans. That's what's become of this genre, right? And it's very interesting that black metal, to me, has become basically the exact thing that the original, like, second wave of black metal bands set out to prevent, right? And listen, fuck black metal, just for the record. I think black metal sucks and the fans are awful, and fuck that whole black metal scene. So just to be clear, I'm not on team black metal, okay? Fuck these people. But what I will say is that I at least respect the vision of the second wave of black metal bands whose whole thing was basically, they said, wait a minute, metal has become way too accessible. There's way too many posers in the scene, because this is when thrash metal and death metal started to be getting pretty popular. You know, you'd have bands like Anthrax and Metallica and Slayer and stuff on MTV getting a little bit too popular, and they felt like metal was a little bit too accessible. So they said, we need to alienate the posers. So let's make music that sounds like absolute shit. Let's make the most like aggressively difficult music we possibly can, which is the reason why all those OG black metal bands sounded like shit. Let's be complete fucking assholes to everybody on and off stage. Like, these are a bunch of like legitimately psychopathic antisocial people, right? Let's be complete assholes to everybody on and off stage. We're gonna go around acting like a bunch of just absolute elitist fucking assholes all the time. When people come see us, we're gonna cut ourselves. We're gonna throw fucking pig's blood at them. We're gonna start fires. Like, we want normal people to be terrified and disgusted by everything about us, okay? Now, I don't want anything to do with those people, but that was their vision, and to some extent, I can respect that in a weird way, right? At least they had a purity of vision. But now, black metal, yeah, that's what black metal is supposed to be. It's unfortunate, but that's absolutely what black metal is. Yes, that's what it is. And so it's very interesting to me that black metal now has become the exact opposite of what the founders of the genre wanted it to be, right? Like, black metal at this point, I would say, is one of the softest, most hipster genres, right? It is. Like, it is soft as hell. I'm not going to like blame Deaf Heaven for it, because they seem like cool guys, and, you know, I don't think they ever necessarily claimed to be black metal per se. But when bands like Deaf Heaven and Wolves in the Throne Room and just like all the Southern Lord kind of stuff came along, I don't know how or why, but somehow or another, that sort of initiated the hipster invasion of black metal. And it took it from being something that was this like actually like genuinely kind of scary, threatening outsider genre to now being stuff for like vegan baristas who like read Pitchfork and can't do 10 push-ups, right? I mean, seriously, what a time to be alive that now black metal bands are issuing Twitter apologies to vegans, right? I also think it's kind of funny. We want to apologize to any vegans, Muslims, or other minority groups who may have offended, but they didn't apologize to Christians, right? Because of course, you know, these are, I assume, sort of like, you know, woke Americans. Like, how did black metal become woke, right? Like, nothing woke about black metal, right? But somehow black metal, at least in the United States, black metal has become woke. And I actually kind of love it, because as an actual black metal hater, nothing makes me happier than knowing that the genre, imagine how angry Varg and all the OGs of like second wave Norwegian black metal are, right? Imagine how angry they are that now black metal has become woke and they're apologizing to vegans and Muslims. I love it. I think it's amazing. As a registered black metal hater, I think it's amazing that the genre destroyed itself from the inside. So I say, hats off to Martyrdom, my new favorite black metal band. I want to get their merch. I'm going to tell everyone that they're my new favorite band. Thank you for destroying the genre that I hate, people. Thank you, Martyrdom. Thank you. You may not agree with it, but they stand on business.